Hey, Renee, Chris, and Ryan going live. Best podcast, Beauty and the Beast. Sit back and catch a vibe. Oh yeah, we talking zombies and apocalypses and all those things you like. Going beast mode, and if you didn't know, it's Peter Z up on the mic. Hey, TWD family, grab the snacks about the pantry and subscribe and like if you can, please. Or those walkers eat you like some candy. Hey, okay. You at the right place at the right time. No one does it better, that's the bottom line. Beauty and the Beast, this is prime time. Let's go.
What's going on, guys?
What's up, everybody?
We are back.
Hey. Who do we got? Let's oh wow, there we go. We got Pi has been active in the chat.
Pie's been very passionate. We like Pie.
Pi is passionate about starvation. We saw Steph. What's up, Steph?
Yep.
Josh is in there.
We got Joshy Poo here.
All right. I like it. So hope everybody's doing well. I don't have audio. Should I reload?
Oh, she said no. Wait, there it is. She got it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Eric's here.
What up, Eric? Eric?
Oh, is that Eric?
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, what? Oh, there it is.
Eric
Yeah.
Walker, I think is what he...
Wantland. His last name.
Yeah, but it's like, wasn't his
Well, yeah.
like Eric Walker? Wasn't that Twitter for a while or something like that?
Was it?
I thought it was.
Maybe a long time
I could
ago.
be very wrong.
Could have been a long time
Could
ago.
also be the old age getting to me.
Could be.
You know.
We got Linda just stepped in. Hello, Linda. The lovely Linda. Yes, I am recovering quite well. Thank you. Thank you for. Francine's here. Hi, Francine. Wow, we got some old faces in here.
Josh said LOL. He likes the nickname. Sticking. Oh, Lucy's here.
Oh, there she is.
Right, I gotta show it off.
Hold on.
Show it off. Lucy, I wore this shirt specifically for you. I know you were feeling a little down, and I wanted to cheer you up and make you laugh. And this is a shirt that I bought for the 4th of July a couple years ago. And it says, "Happy Treason Day, you ungrateful colonials." So I wore this specifically for you, Lucy. I hope you enjoy it.
Yes, you treasonous colonial, you. Go have some spotted dick and a cup of tea or something. I don't know.
Man, I got off the rails.
Well, I'm happy everybody's here hanging out. We're going to discuss episode 3, which
Had to think about that for a second.
it started off quick,
Yeah, wow. Yeah.
real quick.
There was no climbing action. It was.
Yeah, from the ending of what they showed on 2 led into 3.
Well, it rolled right into it.
Yeah.
Without any stop, it just kind of rolled right into it.
Yeah, it was. So I mean, it took off fast. I mean, we had a lot of action, a lot of like death that came in this episode. So yeah, but I mean, after the opening scene, we are back at Alexandria. Obviously, there's lots of repairs going on. America. Sorry, this is good. Looked up into the chat real quick.
Gosh.
America. Speaking of America, Alexandria is being rebuilt as we speak. But there's a food shortage, and Pi has an issue with the food shortage issue, the starvation.
I mean, I personally don't see an issue with it. Like, I get it that it's like, oh yeah, we finally have protein, we finally have food.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't know how I would feel about eating a horse. I mean, you're taking the saying to an extreme. I'm so hungry I could eat a horse.
Yeah. And
That's gross.
like if you really, I don't know if anybody really knows this about horse meat, but horse meat is super, super dense and concentrated in iron.
Yeah.
It is actually very unhealthy to eat.
Yeah.
And that's why if you were to eat it, if you saw them, I would have actually had a bigger problem with this episode if they were serving huge platters of food, because all that horse meat would have been terrible and a terrible idea.
Yeah. And not only that, but I mean,
I'd eat my dog.
It is Virginia, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, Virginia, is not, deep south, but it's enough that it's going to be pretty warm year round.
Mm-hmm.
How do you preserve that? There's no refrigeration. it's gonna spoil quickly.
You'd have to salt the living daylights out of it.
Yeah,
You'd have to
literally.
dry it and salt it.
You'd have to be like the Amish and have those
And-
freezer boxes.
I mean, where is Oceanside completely gone at this point? That
Just
there's
had this conversation today on
Yeah.
Twitter.
is Oceanside completely gone to the point to where you can't get
I mean,
Fish?
most of their population is gone, yes, and has been
No,
absorbed.
so what I was doing some research, and when they helped with the Whisperer War, they went back to the tower with Beta and all that, and they were helping with that part. And they took about a dozen of the Hilltoppers back with them, supposedly, to repopulate Oceanside. So that's everyone's question. Why aren't we fishing?
yeah.
So no one
Um,
knows yet.
And fish would be a great source of protein, and it's easier to cook.
Yeah.
It,
Yeah, I
I
mean,
don't know.
you would imagine it'd be more abundant.
Yeah.
But I mean, I kind of knew right away. We've learned that when Carol is on, when she's riding like an emotion, or she's got a task that she wants to do,
Or she's fixated on
you
it.
know there's something really behind that.
Yeah,
And she's telling,
it's never at face value.
yeah,
There's always something behind.
yeah,
Why she
and
says she's
I mean,
doing it.
she's dead set on getting these horses, and you just know with the tone and the way she's talking to Aaron.
Yep.
I was like, yeah, okay, I get it. You need the horses for the crops. I'm like, what? You got an agenda, and
Yeah.
we know this with her and her
And
character.
not only that too, but think about that. In the previous couple seasons, her and Aaron have gotten very close because again, they're two of the surviving members of what was Rick's group. You know what I mean? And they I'm not saying that they were close like Carol and Daryl are,
Mhm.
but they've been getting closer, especially when Aaron lost what's his name?
Which
So
one?
Eric,
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Eric. So when he lost Eric, and that really was when Carol and him started to become friends.
Mm-hmm.
And when she talks to him, when he's like, Carol, you were assigned to, it was your turn to help us out, blah blah blah. We got started without you.
Mm.
She's very not cold, but very separated from him. And if you notice that, she's intentionally trying to not show emotion to him, and she's just very distant from him in that moment.
Yeah.
And it's just very awkward to me, and I feel like it's an intentional awkward. Like she's trying to keep him in the dark about something.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm just watching Pi go on a complete tangent over here. It's amazing. She's literally shredding this episode apart. She's like, Alexandria is right next to the Potomac. Go fishing, for fuck's sake, people.
I mean,
She's not wrong. She's not wrong.
No, I'm not. I'm definitely not disagreeing with that.
Yeah.
I think you have more options than eating a horse.
Yeah, yeah. But I guess,
It's also Virginia. What about deer? They have an overabundance of white-tailed deer.
yeah, I know. And the scavenging part and the hunting part, which always used to be our guy Daryl, he'd always have squirrels or
Squirrel
possum or whatever he'd come across.
Flying squirrel. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, I the only thing I can really think of is they're showing desperation. How desperate can you be?
Yeah. Like how far are you willing to go?
How
kind
far
of
are you
thing.
willing? Yeah, how far are you willing to go?
Yeah.
I mean, this is a horse. A horse is, by no means looked at as food by me or anyone I know, except for Pi, apparently, who says that. Where did she say? She goes, saying as someone who eats horse as normal food, it's really tasty. Smoked horse cutlets, such a treat. Now, I can't say I've ever had that. I've eaten a lot of weird shit.
I've eaten like gator.
Yeah, I've had snake. I've had gator. I've had ostrich. I've had, like
the deep south delicacies, as I call them. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, I've eaten scrapple, and who knows what the fuck scrapple is and what's
Yeah.
in scrapple. But I mean, I've had that. That's a southern thing. But I mean, I'd eat horse with pie. Of course you would, Lucy.
I don't even know how to react. To
I'd
that.
eat dog if I was starving. Look, I'm not saying.
I mean, they're not on death's door. Well, let's be honest. Yes. Yeah,
Are they
they're rationing.
they're close? They're close.
I think they're close, but they're not at the point where if they don't eat this morsel of horse, they're gonna die.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna be very uncomfortable for them,
Yeah.
but they're still at the point where they're rationing.
Right.
So are they approaching that critical point? Absolutely. Are they at that critical point? No.
Sorry, I didn't. I never said eating alligator was normal.
Yeah, we literally said it was not normal.
Yeah, no. I'm just
But a
saying,
horse
like,
is somebody's pet.
yeah, you don't relate. Like, I don't relate alligator to friendly. Let's go feed it or pet
Let's
it.
go pet the spicy lizard.
Yeah, like, it's just oh look, python, or whatever, king cobra. Let's go have fun. Yeah, I mean, it's all part of. I think it's just showing desperation and how desperate can you be.
Yeah.
And what are the lengths you're willing to go to? And obviously by killing this horse, which, she does it. It's not like she does it, mercilessly. She just, she's petting it. Obviously it's an emotional thing. I would imagine it'd be emotional for anybody.
And Pi brings up a great point too that I made note of. Why does she slit the horse's throat into a pan?
Keep the blood. The blood you can use to make other things.
Like what?
You can make blood pudding. The blood is rich in nutrients. Believe me.
Okay, that actually makes sense.
You can use the blood for other things.
That makes sense. Okay, I didn't even think about that. I was like, that's really friggin' bizarre for her to do. But
yeah, yeah. I mean, some people keep pet pigs, but I still eat bacon. Yeah, so we all get the point. It was just a point of just. I think they're really just trying to show like how far you're willing to go.
Yeah. Because like horses are domesticated. Like for me, they're a domesticated animal. Pigs are cattle. Cows are cattle. You know what I mean? That's what they're raised for. Yeah. And so for me, I see the comparison, but at the same time, there's like a distinction that for me is just weird. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, that's pretty much the whole opening of the episode is Carol's conversation with Aaron and wanting to get these horses. Obviously, we know why. Maggie is hightailing it through just an open area.
Yep. Again, being reckless.
Again, yeah. I mean, she's being tracked. Obviously,
she's my number one suspect is gonna fuck the whole thing up.
Yeah. And I mean, I know you were, Renee, I know last week you were dead set on Duncan and Agatha being with these people. After watching
them, I just feel like that there's still some connection because Maggie is still hell-bent on getting the Meridian for some reason other than the food. I do not believe that's her
sole reason.
I don't think that's her motivation. Yeah, there might be some food there, but I don't believe that it's the sole motivation for her to get there. Yeah. And I still feel there was some sort of connection with those guys or something that's drawing her back there.
Yeah.
Because even when Alden, he's on death's door, literally on death's door, and she's still like, okay, this guy that's almost dead, Negan and I are gonna go here and get the food. How is that gonna happen? How are you guys gonna fight these guys?
Right. Yeah, and I mean, this is a very menacing group of people from what we've seen so far.
Yeah.
I mean, ruthless.
Yeah. And obviously they have a background, whether it's just they're crazy or mercenary type or...
I have to wonder if there's some kind of religious thing. Because, one, we have what I call the scare walker, where they made him like a scarecrow, basically. And they had Judas carved into the sign above his head. Mm-hmm. When Gabriel runs into that one guy, and he confronts him and says, Gabriel said, "You tried to kill my people," and he was like, "Well, your people tried to kill me." Mm-hmm. And then he starts talking about, I thought you were supposed to be a man of God. Right. Say a prayer even for the damned or whatever.
Even for your enemies.
Even for your enemies. That's
right.
Yep.
And he says they're blessed. He said we're blessed or something like that. Yeah.
So I almost wonder if it's a religious group that sees this as like a cleansing.
Yeah, the second coming or whatever, exactly. Kind of thing.
Almost like the Great Flood. You know what I mean? This is just the next step on cleansing humanity of its sins. Right. And that's kind of where I'm thinking that they're going with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of like Crusaders almost.
Right. Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't have you can definitely put those pieces of the puzzle together.
Yeah.
Especially like you said with the comments the one guy was making to Gabriel. Yeah. It's just
and Elijah too. There's still something. He's got that mask. It's a reaperish looking mask. His sister was killed by them. And then if you notice, like they had that rope they tried to get Maggie with. They those ropes they threw around her. They weren't trying to kill her. They were trying to capture her. They did the same thing with Elijah. I don't think Elijah got killed. If you look, it was a quick scene, but one of those ropes wrapped around his arm and they jerked him back. So I think they captured him, not killed him. Yeah. So I guess we'll see or not whether So I wonder if it has something to do with him. I don't know.
Yeah, I just realized.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I just realized that we didn't see him in the whole episode.
He didn't die.
He got caught at the very beginning.
It does look like he gets hooked or snagged somehow and dragged away. But again, it's The Walking Dead. It's pitch black. It's hard to see.
Yeah.
But I think that was intentional. I think they wanted us to assume he was dead.
Yeah.
But again, unless you see the body.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so everyone in the chat pretty much agrees that Maggie did something to the Reapers, and that's why they're after her.
Yeah.
That
was a badass line that Gabriel
who was
said,
the traitor
God
Judas?
is not here anymore.
Yeah.
That was probably one of my favorite Father Gabriel lines because it shows that he's finally tipped that point.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
did you read Lucy's line?
Which one?
Gabriel made me moister than an oyster with that line.
Lucy doesn't take much.
Yeah, we know. We know.
We love you, Lucy.
Yes. Linda says, "Who was the traitor, Judas?" So I mean,
back to the biblical stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, now hold on. I want to talk about some sloppiness in the episode just as well as I know you do.
Yep.
When Maggie's going through the staircases and she's got the flashlight and you can hear obviously groans and growling and stuff in the background. But there's literally, you're telling me that there's literally one right next to you. A walker is right next to you.
And you didn't notice.
You have a flashlight on. You didn't hear it literally breathing on your neck. You just and this thing was able to come out of nowhere and scare you and get the scene the scene with the Reaper I thought was pretty cool where she's looking around and he's behind her.
Yeah.
And then the glass that she sets up on the door breaks and he turns and then she swipes him in the leg and everything. I thought that was cool, but I mean, you've been in this world for how long with these things? You can't tell when one's literally right next to you.
Yeah.
And you got a flashlight. It's not like it's pitch black,
and you know what? It's the walkers have no sense of no element of surprise. They don't have that stealthiness to them. They literally shamble.
Yeah.
They're breathing. They're moaning. They're groaning. They're scraping their legs along their shoes. They're dragging them. How do you not hear that?
Yeah.
Not in a crowded, empty stairwell.
Right. It's you
and
them. That's all you got.
And I mean, unless you are completely just not with the program, how do you miss that? I don't understand. I know it's fiction. You have to take it with a grain of salt, and it's for the surprise element of it. It's for the the jump scare. But it's
they're still trying to make the zombies a factor. I think, and because I mean, let's face it. At this point, we know that they're not the most dangerous thing in this world right now.
Yeah.
So I think that's the way that they're trying to still make them a factor in a show. Ooh, let them be sneaky. Here it comes. You know what I mean? Watch out. It's right next to you, but you have no idea.
But the problem is that in my mind at least, they made the walkers less relevant when they started the fight the dead, fear the living comment. Because then you set up the precedent that the real problem is not the walkers, it's the other communities. It's the people, the unknown element that you have to worry about.
Yeah.
And it's obviously you have to worry about the walkers, but they made them less relevant. And it feels like now they're trying to make them more relevant again.
Right.
And they're trying to go back to what the show originally was. It was Rick versus the zombies. It was, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like they're trying to go back to that. They're trying to get us back to that point where it's were afraid of someone getting bit.
Mm-hmm. Well, so let's talk about the other scene that I have a big problem with.
Feel?
No, well, we'll get to that one. So when when Maggie's upstairs and they got the little models, mannequins everywhere, or whatever, and then she sees Aiden, right? Alden, and then Alden gets tackled, and then someone goes after her, and she literally breaks a bottle, sticks it in the dude's neck, right? So he's dead, right? He's dead.
Yeah.
Negan shows up. He hits him in the back of the fucking head with a crowbar. So that guy's dead.
Yep.
The other dude who's attacking Alden, she throws a knife in his spine.
Yep.
He throws a flashbang or some kind of smoke grenade.
Yeah.
And then when everything clears, he's gone, and so is the body of the other person. There's just a giant blood stain and like a smear on the ground. So the guy who had a knife in his spine,
Yeah.
dragged a dead body away, dead weight.
Yep. For what reason? And how?
That's the bigger issue. I don't care what
Step one, how?
I don't care. Why? Because you don't leave anybody behind, which kind of makes me think it's a military type mindset. They never leave people behind. They don't leave nobody behind. But you got a knife in your spine, and you're dragging a dead 180-pound deadweight body out with you.
Yeah.
I didn't know that the Avengers existed in this world. Just saying. We got some super soldiers running around.
New element they're adding in this season.
We got knives in our back.
Howard Stark. I mean, come on.
And look, it's not like she threw a butter knife at the guy. That thing was a serious fucking hunting blade.
You know what that reminded me of? That reminded me of Deadpool too. Thank God I didn't have to use the cream cheese spreader.
Oh my god, yeah. So yeah, look, everybody's like, yeah, of course. Like it was. Come on.
I mean, I brought up a great point. Beta, right?
Mm-hmm.
When Daryl, pushed him down the elevator shaft and he walked away from it. I mean, dude would have had a broken back. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
I don't care how you're built.
What about a femur or an ankle? Something. I just So yeah.
Again, I know you have to take it with like a grain of salt.
Yeah.
But there has to be that balance of fiction and believability.
Right.
And I feel like we're tipping the scales towards fiction and not believability. This is not a show about superheroes. This is not a show about time travel.
Mm-hmm.
This is a show about what would happen to the world if the zombie apocalypse happened.
Right.
And so, in my opinion, we should be giving less room on the fiction and hold them more accountable for the relatability, the actuality of what would happen.
Yeah. And that's not going to happen in real life. I'm sorry. You could have, maybe, hey, he got hit with a huge adrenaline dump.
Yeah.
You still got a knife in your back.
But then you get 15 feet.
and you're lugging around 180 pound, I'm guessing, 180 pound average body weight.
Yeah.
Dead weight body.
Yeah.
Because the dude's he's dead.
Yeah.
You're not getting help. You're not gonna Alden him to the next level. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
But Steph said, yeah, I think the Reapers are worse than the Saviors. I think that they're worse in the way that they have zero fucks.
They're more ruthless.
They're more ruthless, I think, by far. Where where the Saviors just wanted half your shit and they wanted you to keep giving them half their shit, so they're going to use you. They were going to keep you alive because they had a resource.
Yep, and I think the Saviors did it for survivability, more than anything. And with the Reapers, it's almost like this just absolute ruthless aggression. Like it's just they're out to kill people, and it's not to make people submit like Negan wanted and the Saviors wanted, to give them half your stuff because it's less work they have to do and it's more survivability for their group. But the Reapers, it's just pure chaos, pure carnage.
Yeah. Pi says, well, maybe they were all high on various things they gathered off the forest floor. It can happen. Well, yeah, we saw, oh my God, what's her name, gathering mushrooms there.
Oh, Rosita.
Yeah, Rosita was gathering mushrooms for the baby, and was basically told by holy shit, Carol, not to do it, unless she wanted her like seeing sound or some shit.
Yeah.
I forgot the comment she made. She was like, "But don't give those to the baby unless they want the baby to like whatever see sound." So yeah, I mean, the mushrooms look particularly high. Yeah, they look like they look like mushrooms out of like Mario Brothers. They did. They had like red caps with little white dots.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, I have a little bit of COVID brain. Don't I get like real foggy when I'm trying to like remember something like someone's name. Thanks for everybody helping me out in the chat.
I can never remember anybody's name that's not a main character.
Yeah, I mean, it still happens to me every now and then, though. I don't know. I just draw blanks. So we're that's it. So they get out of that whatever they were in, giant factory or warehouse, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And then they end up coming across Duncan and Agatha, and that's where I remember you saying, I was kind of surprised. I was surprised because I was like, wow, Renee was thinking that they were part of these people. I guess they could have some kind of correlation one way or another. But obviously, we find out Duncan dies.
Which I have to say,
Excuse me.
That was a tearjerker.
Well, this is a person who just died.
Yeah.
And Maggie is the one who, does the ceremonial little behind the ear into the skull.
Little jab.
Yeah. Which, shit. That would, it's a fresh.
I mean, but imagine someone his size becoming a walker.
Right. Well, yeah, that'd be, yeah.
No thanks.
But you know what? Not for nothing. I wouldn't have minded seeing something like that.
Well, you know what? I would have loved to see it, and then Negan be like, "Oh shit, Sasquatch." I would have comical. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And maybe have Negan do it. I think that would have been a cool, like he's like you could even show him say like, damn Sasquatch, I didn't want to come to this, and you have him kill him, and then have Maggie see it, and for her to start thinking, well, oh shit, maybe there is a person behind that facade that Negan puts on.
Mm. Well, they have a conversation in the woods together, Negan and Maggie, and she basically tells him once again, like, you're not one of us. You're never going to be one of us. You lie so well that you believe your own lies, basically. Yeah. And, it's like he's gotten you this far. He's been doing this basically for you. He has no purpose in really doing any of this.
And honestly, while you abandoned your group, he was there. I mean, this goes back to my point, I think, a couple weeks ago. When I said that Negan has proven himself that he's a survivor more than anything. Yeah. And he's not only survived, helped himself survive, but he if not for him, Alpha would still be raining terror down on the communities, and she's not. She's dead because of him.
Sorry, I'm reading all this stuff going on. It's just funny. So what about Magna and Carol? Is she right to say which? Well, we all kind of have our like gripes with, I think, Magna. We think it's a jealousy thing that's going on because
Kelly's spending too much time with Carol.
Yeah, and she feels that Carol is feeding her full of lies. About everything that's going on. If what's her name still alive? Connie. I was almost like Cheryl. If Connie's still alive and like all these and all these things, so it's like I kind of feel like I'm just strictly riding the jealousy thing. Like I think it's jealousy. Yeah. I know you feel like she's gonna stir the pot and fuck up something.
I think that she's gonna take her I have a theory of 3 people that are gonna fuck everything up, and I truly think that it's Maggie, it's Magna, and shit. Maybe I have COVID brain too because I can't remember the third that I said.
Father Gabriel.
Father Gabriel. Thank you. Jesus. By proximity, proximity amnesia.
I rub off on you. Phrasing.
Corners.
Phrasing.
Yeah. But yeah, I think Magna is going to let her jealousy kind of come to a boiling point, and I think Kelly's not going to do enough to diffuse that jealousy.
Mm.
And I think if anything, Kelly's going to make it worse. And I think Magna's going to do something really reckless, and just I think there's going to be a chance that she's able to try to save Carol, maybe when Carol's in danger, and she doesn't, and maybe that leads to somebody else getting hurt. And I think that's the route that it's going to go.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to basically. I like Linda and Pi. Steph saying giving her false hope. She's angry because she lost the hilltop and she lost her throne. Talking about Maggie. Lucy says she blew up the fucking cave. Pi says Kelly and is Magna's family. She worries about her.
Yeah, but I think Magna's taking that to an extreme.
Yeah. Or, I mean, but look, Magna, I think, feels and does kind of know that Carol can be very careless and act strictly off of pure emotion. And we've seen that doesn't fare well all the time, obviously, when it comes to Carol. They're mad that you say Father G will fuck it up.
We'll see. We'll see. I love Seth Gilliam.
Yeah.
I love that man. I truly, truly do. He's become a very good friend of ours. We've spent time with him, off the show in person.
Mm-hmm.
He's a great person. But at the same time, think of the shit that Father Gabriel has been through. Think of what his life was before the zombie apocalypse. He was a man of God. That he believed in all this that was happening. And I think that what we're seeing now is that his faith has been shaken. His entire life up to this point has been a lie, at least in his mind.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's going to cause him to get reckless. And I think he's going to slip up, and either himself or multiple people are going to be killed.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're still kind of waiting for Father Gabriel's death scene. I don't know, and who knows how they're going to play that or not. I mean, but his death scene should be like soon, eventually, like in the next few episodes. But I don't know how they're going to spin it or do it. But it should involve a water tower. That's all I know. Yeah. If they have anything to do with the comics. Yeah. So if we see or hear mention anything with a water tower, then and who knows, maybe.
Yeah, they kind of like segued that when
they did
with him and Aaron.
Yeah.
And then we're heading to it, and everybody's like, "No, don't head that way," and
right.
And it kind of dropped off, and we never heard anything. So
yeah,
we're all waiting.
So I mean, who knows if maybe where Maggie's trying to lead them all to ends up being the spot where Gabriel gets killed.
It's a tower. That's what she said, right? That the rendezvous point is a tower.
Yeah. That
she suddenly remembered about that has food.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, out of nowhere.
Magically.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I just remembered about this spot.
Yeah. In the meantime, they're eating horses.
Yeah, exactly.
Does Chris know something we don't? I don't know. Do I? Let's talk about the woods when they're in the woods.
Chris loves the wood scene.
Ryan actually brought it up before I did, but it's true. It's they're Maggie and Negan have their little back. We spoke about it briefly already about how she told him he'll never be one of them. He believes his lies more than he believes his lies are truth. He tells so many lies and all this other stuff.
I have a feeling that Maggie is trying too hard to stay oppositional to Negan. I think she finds herself subconsciously trying to, relate to him. I don't know. I feel like she's trying to get along with him subconsciously. But because of what happened with Gwen and Abraham and everything that the Saviors and Negan did, she's trying to prove a point by being defiant against him. Mm-hmm. And I just get the feeling that she's finding herself actually realizing that he's not a half bad person.
Doesn't want to admit it. She's got kind of like yeah. Because
then she has to admit to her son that she's friends or friendly with the guy who killed his father.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And how do you explain that?
And she has to admit people can change because she keeps saying they don't change.
Right.
But then she's also said in this, and then in her next breath, how she's changed, that she's not the same person who left.
Mm.
Yep. And Pi brings up a good point. Maggie is so hung up on her own grudge, it blinds her from everything else.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, hands down. And so the woods, if you watch the scene before the walkers show up, and it's Maggie, Agatha, Alden, and Negan,
Yep.
you look around. It's fall. It's quite clearly fall. The trees don't have leaves on them. The leaves have fallen. So it's at least we know it's fall time.
Mm.
You can see for miles around. There's trees, but you can see. There's no trees that are big enough that are going to hide a person's body.
Mm-hmm.
There's no walkers. Well, these walkers shamble. They don't run. They're not World War Z. They're not World War Z. They don't move fast.
Yeah.
And they're nowhere to be found. Then all of a sudden,
she's looking through binoculars, right? And Negan goes, there wasn't that many before. And I'm like, you're right. There wasn't any at all before.
You know the meme where he's like, he's got a point,
I'm just, and then because it brings me back to last week's episode where they show the view down the road where the moon is beaming, glowing off the roadway, and you can just see down the roadway with the dead bodies. And then out of nowhere, it's just all hell breaks loose. Like, but you just showed me a clear highway. So
and that just goes back to the whole train issue that we addressed last week, where it's just there's so much that's not making sense, and it's like, again, where do you find that comfortable zone for a TV show like this between fiction and reality? And you want the show should be emulating reality as much as possible.
Yeah.
And you know what? Okay, so then what you do is, if you want this mini horde to start attacking them, then fix your surroundings. Make it so that they come out of a blind that you have no idea they're there, and then all of a sudden you just see out of this blind coming 20, 30, 40 zombies, whatever, however many you want. But here we are. It's wide open. There's no hills. You can see for miles, and then all of a sudden there's zombies. To me, that's frustrating, because it again, you want your audience to buy into what you're selling, and I didn't buy that scene at all. And I when I took my notes, I said that if anybody had been paying just a little bit of attention, anyone, they would have seen or heard these walkers.
Yeah.
That were walking through leaves.
Yeah.
The leaves had fallen, people. They were on the ground. I don't know if you know this, but when they're that color on the ground, they crunch.
Yeah. It's not like walking on fresh powder.
If it was snow, it'd be a little different. I'd be like, all right, well, a little quieter. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
No. I don't buy it.
And you went from looking through binoculars to them being right on your ass.
There.
Right on your ass. Like, I know Alden has got his little giddy up going there, but is he really? He's walking slower than a walker.
It's like fucking whack-a-moles with the zombies coming out of the ground.
Yeah, like, I'm just so just like, if there's always gonna be things like this that just like niff my tits. You know what I mean? Like,
no, I don't know. Can you explain? Can you elaborate further?
Yeah, they niff my tits.
I'm still not understanding the assignment here.
It's okay.
All right.
It just kind of tweaks my nipples.
Oh, okay.
All right.
A little bit better.
It purples my nurple.
Oh, see, there we go. Now I know what that is.
All right. It purples my nurple a little bit. I'm not a big fan of it. And then even you said too, like, so and another point to look at is that while Agatha is being eaten by the zombies, Negan chooses to save Maggie and pull her away.
And drags her away despite the fact that she wanted to run to save Agatha.
Right.
And she still can't admit that Negan has her interest at heart.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, that shows a lot to me, you know what I mean, as far as
he could have left her there.
Sure. Yeah, he could have done what he did with the train cars or whatever, the subway cars.
But again, it shows growth. It shows that he has decided to make a change, and he's moving forward with it.
Sorry, Pi says that's what happens when you're holding the binoculars the wrong way around. Oh God, yeah. Alden only has a scratch on it. Yeah, that's the thing. They show Alden's wound. He's got 2 scratches on his abdomen. I'm like,
Yeah. I mean, if it was like, who was it? Spencer that got his guts cut out.
yeah,
You know, if that was the case and you see his intestines just spilling out, okay, well, I mean, all right, that's more than a flesh wound. But this one, I mean, it wasn't like he was gushing blood. He wasn't, splurting blood. He's not bleeding out. I mean, he's not losing consciousness that you would get with like blood loss. He's just, he's being a man baby.
yeah.
And Maggie's like, oh, well, we can't take you. Sorry, bud.
Yeah, well, that, I mean...
She Jack and roast him from Titanic. I'll never let go, Jack. Let go. I'm very passionate about this.
A cabin in the woods. He's in a cabin in the woods. We all know what happens when you get left in a cabin in the woods. I'll come back to get you, and you're going to be a walker in the cabin I left you in the woods.
And that cabin is in the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah. Right. So, yeah, it just, I don't know.
Lucy goes, man, I've seen worse through childbirth. Fuck my life.
Steph made a good point up above somewhere. Linda, I think, comes out. So, yeah, she goes, I think when it comes out, I'm for sure that Maggie's basically killed a ton of people.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Yeah.
And I think Pi brought it up too.
Linda says she's pretty sure she killed Georgie.
Yep.
I think we all kind of riding that wave.
I think that's one of the things that she's hiding too. I think Pi brought it up that Glenn was no angel either. You know, he was part of Rick's group that went into the satellite and killed everybody in their sleep.
Yeah.
They had no idea. They took somebody's word that these were bad people.
Yep.
Right.
They had no evidence to show that whatsoever.
Yeah.
If anything, he was part of the group that provoked the Saviors. Not that I think the Saviors would have done it anyways, because they do, but he was part of that group. He was not innocent. He was not a saint. And Maggie's acting like he was. And if Rick had given Glenn multiple chances like he did when Glenn messed up, why can't she give Negan another chance? I'm not saying that you need to, jump into bed with the guy. I'm not trying to ship Negan and Maggie.
Right.
I'm not trying to ship Nagy.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Nagy.
Megan.
Megan? I'd have to go with Megan.
Megan.
Can't do Nagy.
Nagy sounds weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, my point is that, at least understand and respect what the guy brings to the table.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because even Steph goes, Alden used to be a savior, and yet Maggie likes Alden.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's picking and choosing.
Yes.
Because Alden didn't kill her husband, obviously. Yeah. So, but it's just it's gonna be fun to see the wake of death that's in Maggie's timeline, behind her.
It's funny you bring up death too, because one thing that I noticed in the episode that I noticed that I was kind of really happy to go back to, like when I was studying literature and things like that in college, is that throughout the episode you hear what sounds like vultures or crows cawing. And in traditional literature, those were omens of death, and not just like a single person's death, but a lot of death. And there was a lot of death in this episode. And I also think that it's signifying what happened with Maggie previously.
Mm-hmm. In the very beginning, Magna has her arrow drawn and like 5 of them swirling.
On the crows.
Yeah, on the crows, yeah.
Yeah, and crows have always been an omen of death, at least in traditional literature.
Yeah, that's a good, I like that.
Yeah.
Observant.
I watched the episode like 4 times. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, so like we were saying, I mean, we get back to them being in the cabin, and we always know what ends up happening. And, I'm pretty sure this is going to be where Alden dies one way or another. He either just succumbs to his wounds, he starves to death, he gets found by a Reaper, maybe they capture him.
Yeah.
And
torture him.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they do, maybe he technically doesn't die there, but I have a funny feeling that his end is around the corner. So to speak. It's Daryl's fault about Glenn. Oh, it's still Daryl's fault about Glenn.
Of course it is.
Because Daryl punched Negan.
Thanks, Pi.
Yeah. It still leaves a sour taste in everybody's mouth.
Yeah. But again, Daryl caused Glenn's death.
Hmm.
Maggie doesn't hold anything that happened accountable to Daryl, even though after it happened, Daryl thought that she was going to hate him, and he confronted her about it, and she forgave him immediately.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that had he not done what he did, it would have been Abraham dying, not Glenn.
Sorry, I'm just reading.
No, you're good. I'm just.
So who's Popeye is no more.
What's Popeye?
Popeye is no more Maggie Moo. Unclench your bum and move on. What?
Can we get the American English
Yeah.
translation of this?
Who,
Yeah, we need a translator.
who the hell is Popeye, Lucy? Popeye? Oh, Popeye, Glenn. Popeye, get it, Popeye?
Oh. I thought she meant like the
I actually figured it out. I speak Lucy.
Do you know?
I must. I mean, I'm thinking Popeye. I'm like, the fuck, Popeye? And then I'm thinking of Glenn's eye popping out of his head. Popeye. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm looking. I'm just scanning to see if we missed anything.
Right, Linda. She forgave Daryl, and it took absolutely nothing for him to do to prove himself to her. It was, Maggie, I'm so sorry. Well, it's okay, Daryl.
Yeah.
Fuck my life.
All right.
Well,
Listen here, you're sitting here speaking the freaky deaky, the Queen's English.
oh, Jimmy just popped into the chat.
Jimmy Jam.
Jimmy Jam's here. I'm just making sure I didn't miss anything in here. Poor another baby without parents.
Pie, don't inflate Lucy's ego like that. Don't do that to her.
Yeah. Chris found out. Yeah. It was the only thing that made sense to me after I kept repeating it in my head.
I'm glad you figured it out because that sure as hell wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's as far as Alden's storyline I think goes. Is he's either gonna die in that cabin, or we'll see him at some point or another, either walking around, or being caught by the Reapers and tortured.
I have a feeling that they're going to assume he died because when they go back to find him, he's going to be missing. I think they're going to see a lot of blood on the floor, and they're just going to assume that he died, that he turned into a walker, and he walked away.
And then
what I think actually happened is he's going to get captured by the Reapers because they're going to see that he's an easy target. They're going to torture him for information, and there's going to be a scene where they're holding him hostage in front of the group, and they execute him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I think it goes.
Mm-hmm. That's spicy.
Yeah.
That is spicy.
Because I think he's too important of a character to have his to be Heath like that.
Gone and just forgotten.
Yeah, absolutely. With no explanation whatsoever.
I think we're gonna see Heath soon.
Oh yeah, I hands down think that he's with the Commonwealth.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see. I don't know. I just feel like
what did
No, he's not with the Commonwealth.
You don't think so?
Nope, he's with the CRM. Angela, they are. I can't remember if it was King or Gimple. They've already confirmed that he was.
Oh, did they really?
Because they think since Pollyanna has been announced to Jadis was going to be on World Beyond.
Yep.
She is talking to somebody and they're speculating that it's Heath because she traded everybody with the CRM. Okay. Remember the RV that him and Tara were in was in the junkyard. It was in the background in the junkyard. And Angela King confirmed that it was that RV. And so they're thinking she traded Heath to the CRM.
Oh shit.
So they're thinking he may show up in World Beyond.
Yeah.
So.
Huh. Okay.
Because the fact that his note, so everybody thinks that he's at the Commonwealth because his name was on that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that means somebody that lives at the Commonwealth is looking for Heath. That doesn't mean Heath lives there. You know what I'm saying? The Wall of the Lost is people they're looking for.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
So like a clue to, okay, we might get to see him, but not necessarily on Walking Dead. So total speculation, but.
I like it though.
Yeah,
I mean, he's got to be somewhere.
The RV was confirmed by Angela Kang. That was confirmed.
Okay.
So.
That was one of the things that most about the show that didn't make sense to me, that he just vanished. You know,
Yeah.
there was no follow up to it. It was literally just, oh, he's gone.
Yeah.
They mentioned him, yeah. When Tara went back, they didn't even like look for him, didn't even mention him, nothing. It was just nope,
there was no, oh shit, where's Heath? You know, it was gone.
Yeah. I mean, and then we spoke about this pre-show, but at the end scene where they're leaving the cabin, Negan and Maggie are walking, leaving the cabin. Because I had just rewatched it right before we kicked off, and I pointed out to Ryan and I go, that symbolizes something. And it's at the very end where Negan kills that last walker
With the crowbar.
And the only thing they focus in on is Maggie in the back,
Maggie
in the backdrop.
Yep.
With the crowbar,
Dangling.
with the blood dripping.
And Negan's leg.
And I go, that symbolizes something. I go, I know that means something. And Ryan's like, yeah. He goes, think about it. He goes, think about when he killed Glenn and Abraham. When he had Lucille hanging the same way with the blood drip at the end. I was like, holy shit. I was like, yeah, you're right. I completely forgot.
Yeah.
So like and she's staring after he kills that walker. She's just staring at that crowbar.
Yeah.
And I thought that was actually a really, really cool shot.
Yeah.
And like right away it clicked in my head. I'm like, that means something. I'm like, that no, and like as soon as I said it to Ryan, he goes, think about it. I'm like,
yeah.
Oh shit, okay, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, because there's the scene with the trailer and they're all standing there and you see Negan's leg from his like his hip down, it's his right leg. He's got Lucille in his hand and it's still got Glenn and Abraham's blood dripping off of it.
Mm-hmm.
And Maggie's kneeling down staring at him.
Yeah. Oh, you even wrote that down.
The guy did it side by side on Twitter.
Really?
Yeah, he actually did screenshots of them both on Twitter.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was a cool shot. It was like a really.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
And then they walk away, and that's the end of the.
I think that scene is gonna cause one of two things to happen. Either Maggie's gonna snap because it triggered her to flash back to when he killed Glenn and Abraham, or it's gonna signify in her mind that like, oh shit, he's turning a corner. You know what I mean? Like
mm-hmm.
he did some fucked up shit in the past, but maybe we should just move on from it and just deal with it that way.
Yeah. Vogel.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm just going back and I was just reading something too. Pi says I want to take another look at the Wall of the Lost. I bet there's a lot of other references, like someone looking for Simon or Gavin. I'm sure that there's a ton of shit in that scene.
Oh yeah.
You know, when they're showing the mural on the wall and everything. I still think that was probably one of the cooler references they've done. Is to show like the collapse of society kind of thing with hierarchy of man and money, you know, like
especially because it's in that show. It's very hard to track the timeline of events. It's very hard to keep all that straight in your mind,
mm-hmm.
and so showing that was actually pretty cool.
Yeah. Looking forward to next week. I mean, I've seen the the coming trailer to it and everything like that. So, I think we're gonna meet the bad guy.
Yep.
The actual bad guy. I think we'll meet the bad guy next week, or maybe one of the top leaders of the bad guy pack, the Reapers. And I don't know. I just feel like I feel like the way that this is going next week, I think we're gonna learn a lot more about the Reapers story. I feel like it's been very steady, and you know how they love to cut up stuff and they love to not that they love to jump around, but I feel like next week is going to be somehow or another a deep dive into the Reapers and who they are. I think it's like coming, and I don't know why he keeps calling me. I'm live, damn it. So yeah, I have a funny feeling that's gonna be where we're at next week.
Yeah.
So it'll be good to learn something about who these people are.
Yeah.
And I hope we return Eugene and the gang next week. I don't know. I mean, yeah.
We also had Eugene and them for, I think there was 2 weeks that the story really did heavily focus on them.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if we have 1 or 2 more weeks without really much going on between them, because The Walking Dead tends to alternate that a lot.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. That's why I'm saying I think we're going to go on a different branch next
Yeah.
week. But I mean, you can't tell what their trailers too. You know, I saw like snippets of like Eugene and the fake Stephanie, I think, you know, and we all assume is a fake Stephanie. So like, I mean, they might touch on that too. Who knows? But
Yeah, you're right, Linda. The Reapers are worse than the Saviors. I agree with that.
I have a distant hunch. Yes, I have a distant hunch. Reapers are worse than the Saviors. Yeah, I think, we all in agreement as far as their mindset and what they want. Like we were saying earlier, the Saviors wanted to keep you alive because you were worth something to them. You provided a service of some sort, where these people don't give a shit. They just wipe you out. They don't care. They don't want you alive.
They don't need you.
Yeah, they don't need you. Also, does Dog die? Oh, man. I don't know. I mean,
Plot twist, Dog is the only survivor.
did you see the Fear the Walking Dead promo? Jadis is back. I have not seen the Fear promo yet. Looking forward to it, though. I have to...
Jadis she's not going to be on Fear. She's going to be on World Beyond.
Oh, World Beyond? Oh, Jadis. I'm sorry. That was Linda. Yeah. Yeah, no, Jadis. Yeah, Jadis is supposed to be on the World Beyond. Right. We found that out last weekend. Renee actually dropped that on us.
Yeah, she had mentioned that. Yep.
Yeah, and then the article dropped this week, and we all took a look at it. So Carol needs to go rogue and blend in with the Reapers.
There you go, Jimmy.
Yeah, I mean,
Take care of them.
she's done it before. She did it with the Wolf Pack people.
Yeah, the Wolf guys. Yeah,
You know? So I mean, you know, blink twice for Wolf. Go ahead, Ryan. You do the blinking thing again.
God, looks like I'm having a seizure again. I'm not gonna joke about that.
No, that's not.
Universe, you know.
Jadis, tall drink of water.
Jimmy likes Jadis.
Yeah, I see that. She is actually, she is pretty tall.
And she's also one of the sweetest people in the entire world.
Yes, yes.
I use this as a big flex, but I had dinner with her and Sabrina, which is pretty cool. And Polly paid for it. Pollyanna paid for it.
Yeah, I got to be basically her bodyguard at lunch.
Yeah.
Which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
She had lunch at the Sonoy Cafe. And I just sat there with her and chilled.
Yeah.
And then some other people came, but it was great, yeah.
I was actually going to walk away after I dropped off Sabrina with Pollyanna, and she's like, "Where are you going?" And I'm like walk around Sonoy. She goes, "No, you're not. You're having dinner with us." I said, "Okay."
Yeah. We miss our girls. We miss Sabrina so much.
Yeah.
And then obviously I don't know if many people had found out or heard yet, but the camp has canceled this October show.
Yeah.
Bummed because I was actually like solid on going to that one.
Good night, Lucy.
Night, Luce. It figures that would happen. You know, I'd have everything solidified to go, and you know, unfortunately, with everything going on with COVID, I can vouch for it. It's not going to happen. So I'm looking to May now, which hopefully things are better by May, and we can make that one. So, and if that's an event that we can all make, that'd be great, because then we can, you know, sit down with people and provide you guys with live little 5-minute interviews and stuff like that. Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
So looking forward to getting back into the swing of things once this COVID thing takes a nosedive.
Yes.
Hopefully.
Sick.
Yeah. I think we're all sick of it. I'm literally sick of it.
Quite literally.
I am sick of it. But yeah, we'll be back next week. We can probably be back on our normal schedule Monday, I'm thinking.
Yeah, yep.
Everybody's good for Monday.
This week was kind of weird with the holiday and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, snuck up on us.
Yeah. Monday the 13th. Okay.
Friday the 13th.
Yeah, Monday I have an appointment at 4:45, but I should be home in more enough time, so we should be good to go for 7.
Cool.
But yeah, the spine moment is ready. Thank you, Linda. I'm super excited to go see the spine moment.
I'm still disappointed Linda hasn't done Tongue Out Tuesday yet. I'm still waiting for that.
Have we given her any? I don't think we've given her any ammo.
I don't know. There's been 3 shows. I find it very hard to believe that all 3 of us have not at one point stuck our tongue out inadvertently.
All right. We'll have to see. She's probably like, I prefer Tuesday. Oh, well, all right, Linda. We'll see what we can do.
I mean, technically you're in France, so
Yeah. Isn't it
is it 7:00 like
Tuesday?
Tuesday for you?
Yeah, but then she's got to wake up and go to work, and she hates us. She's off Wednesdays.
Okay,
All right.
makes sense.
Well, you know what? Look, we're pretty flexible.
Maybe we'll change it up once in a while.
Yeah, we're pretty flexible.
Try to alternate it.
Yeah. But yeah, either way, we will see you guys next week. We'll drop. We're gonna start being much better at dropping the link and the time frame and all that other stuff for you guys. It's been kind of day of.
I will own that. This
No,
weekend
it's
vacation was kind of hard. I was in Massachusetts.
It's a group effort.
yeah. This is all of us. We all yeah. Some of us could learn how to do it. I'm taking ownership of that.
Right.
How
about no?
Tongues out for Linda. Oh boy. All right. So yeah, we will see you guys next week.
Yep.
Enjoy the show, and we'll have lots to talk about. We'll hit you guys up on social media if you guys want to hit us up. That's cool too. And if anybody ever wants to call in and join in the show live with us, just let us know, and you can call in, and we'll give you the number to call, and you can come and pop in live with us as well.
Yeah, maybe next week we could try that.
Yeah.
Try run it and see what happens.
Yeah, we can, and then we'd have to pack either the airplane or the bar. We'd have to pick a nice background where we're all hanging out.
Sorry, Renee, we didn't choose a cool background for you today. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, I tipped the screen up, so it's all right.
and we have this fancy, elegant curtain behind us that looks like a great backdrop.
And yeah,
It does look great.
I mean, yeah, it's working.
Yeah,
It's working. I like it.
Fan.
Jimmy, thanks for coming in and popping in, saying what's up. And good night, Steph. Good night, everybody. We will talk to you guys next week.
Yep.
Later. Peace. Don't go nowhere. Renee.
Hey, Renee, Chris, and Ryan going live. Best podcast, Beauty and the Beast. Sit back and catch a vibe. Oh yeah, we talking zombies and apocalypses and all those things you like. Going beast mode, and if you didn't know, it's Peter Z up on the mic. Whoa, hey, TWD family, grab the snacks about the pantry and subscribe and like if you can, please. Or those walkers eat you like some candy. Hey, okay. You at the right place at the right time. No one does it better, that's the bottom line. Beauty and the Beast, this is prime time. Let's go.